Yo, imagine not having your own realm. Couldn't be me. 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 Shut up, Giants. It is you. Before we hop in this ranking of the Giant Clan from 7 Deadly Sins, please do me a favor and leave your own ranking on the Giant Clan in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and here we are to rank the Giant Clan from 7 Deadly Sins. And, darn, the Giant Clan was lacking. Like, hard lacking throughout the entire series. I don't know why Nakaba did them so dirty. Like, legitimately didn't give them anything. Like, I actually feel bad for these dudes. Like, they got washed so badly. I don't know why, like, Nakaba did them all so dirty. And some of them are interesting characters with interesting pasts and backstories, but, like, you could have given us more. Like, the Fairy Clan got more. The Human Clan got more. The Demon Clan got more. The Goddess Clan got more. And the Goddess Clan got barely anything. So it's kind of shocking that he did the Giant Sword. Like, when coming up for the backstory for Chaos, Chaos didn't give them a supreme being. Chaos didn't give them their own realm. Well, to be fair, none of them got their own realm. The other beings created it for them. The things that Chaos created the realms for them. And humans just got their own whole territory. And then the Giants just sort of got this big old rock that they call home. Like, what the heck? Why they got do? Whoa, why'd they got do? Why'd they got done so dirty? But enough of that. Let's hop right into the list. And honestly, we're going to start off with this juicy number 6, Dumbleboss. I actually do like Dumbleboss because he's like, outside of Matrona, he's like the only one, well, Matrona and Droll really. He's our only giant that like fits into conventional roles of giants that actually has a name and we actually get to see do things. Like, to be fair, he's the only dude that we really see as like, well, the only other dude that we really see as a war chieftain, a warmonger, like someone who goes out there, fights with the humans, fights for the humans. And to be fair, man does get all screened with the quickness. Matrona bodies this man. But still, I like his design. I think it's very cool how he sort of, well, to be fair, the Giant Clan in its entirety pretty much aligned with how the barbarians dress. But I think it's very cool how, like, look how they bear, like, the same armor and stuff like that. Same open arms, same guards on the arms themselves. Like, it's a really cool design choice to me. And I love how, like, he has the one, I think this is a cool universal design aspect, because like Diane has something very similar to this too. So I like the aspects of his design. I like that he serves utility as one of our members, that we actually get to see do stuff along the lines of the Giant Clan stereotype, considering we get to see so little of it. We hear all about how all the giants are warmonger, battle-hungry people based on the teachings of Droll from 3,000 years ago, but we never actually get to see it. And to be fair, and I was just thinking about something. I was thinking, yo, shouldn't more giants be alive from that time? And I think some are. We just don't get to see them. Because apparently, giants live 50 times longer than humans. And let's say the average human in 7 Deadly Sins world lives like 100 years. That's like a long time. 5,000 years. I know. But the thing is, 5,000 years, I feel like y'all didn't change? I mean, I'm assuming if actually, you know, that makes sense why they didn't change. Because if people are still alive from that time period, they were raised directly in that, and they're going to keep teaching their kids that. So I guess it makes sense that they would stick to this way. Feel bad that my man just got like boloed one shot off screen, especially since he had a really cool design to me. But hey, it'd be like that when it'd be like that sometimes. The man got did dirty. He's just like, unfortunately, he's just like every other fighter in 7 Deadly Sins. The man gets off screen with the quickness. But enough of him. Let's move on to number 5, Dolores. And like, she only is number 5 because she gets this in 4 nights. That's it. And yeah, it was pretty much confirmed when asked about the whole situation with Dolores. And like, no, he wasn't even asked about that. He was like, no, he kind of was. So Dolores in 4 nights, her stats were asked for, like her literal biological stats, like how tall she was, how heavy she was, stuff like that. And Nakaba says, go check back the original 7 Deadly Sins series, look for a character of the same name. So this is Dolores. That is this Dolores. And here's the thing. I don't like that. Because, no, I'm kidding. But the reason I'm just like, whatever, is because she did so little. Like, she showed up, was weaker than Diane, got off-screened, supposedly, in the original series. Diane pretty much never mentions her again, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. She mentions Matrona more. Like, that's the thing. Whoa. She mentions Matrona more. In comparison to Dolores. Like, when at the fighting festival, Diane didn't take Dolores' name, she took Matrona's. Matrona was a way bigger aspect of Diane's life, apparently, despite these two being more inclined to be on the same road. And we never, well, to be fair, the movie hasn't come out, so we don't know if Dolores showed up, and I hope she does. But I'm assuming Dolores does not show up at Diane's wedding. And why not? Well, to be fair, I know why not, because she has no, considering she probably went off into hiding or was nursed back to health or something like that. I doubt she would know about Diane's whereabouts and stuff like that. She may just assume Diane is dead and just can't check anything about that. But still, yeah, she's the definition of a background character. Like, hard in the background, you barely remember this character's here kind of background character. And that kind of sucks. I wish she had done more. And I feel like she got background charactered in Four Knights too. Like, she was Nasian's big sister, but didn't matter for too long because gone. I mean, to be fair, we could see her again. And to be fair, she still does have some of her combat training, so she could be useful in the future. However, though, right now, kind of meh. I'm not going to lie. Like, before this happened, I would have put Dumble Boss above her. And that just shows to show how much, like, I'm indifferent to her. But speaking of beings I was indifferent to until more stuff was revealed about them, the Buzu. This man, this menace. To be fair, I think the factor that really pushed him up for me is the fact that he ended up like showing up with this kind of design. Like, I like the mystery behind the Buzu more than anything else. Like, looking at him just draws intrigue in my eye. I really, Zeldris with green eyes always throws me off. I know his eyes are supposed to be green, but like, man, that bothers me. But back to the Buzu. Like, he's a tiny giant craftsman. Like, bro, what? He made the Coffin of Eternal Darkness. And I suppose that's implied from the start. Considering how small the Coffin of Eternal Darkness is, it doesn't make sense that a giant would craft it. Or, like, a giant-sized person would craft it. But simply the intrigue, like, the tired look in his eyes, how the fact he's so tiny, he rides a bird. Like, what the heck is that sickle-looking thing? Like, there's so many questions behind the Buzu. So, I just really like that. He's also, like, one of, if not flat out, arguably one of the most important characters in the series that gets so few screen time. Like, relative to their importance to the series compared to the amount of screen time that they have, the Buzu is up there. Like, he's only really surpassed by, like, original Gother. That's about it. Because without the Buzu's creation of the Coffin of Eternal Darkness, we wouldn't have a modern series. Because no one would have been able to seal the Demon Clan away after Gother switched and the Goddess of Love died. Faster, to be fair. So I'm not really shocked that he's so important, and I'm glad we're getting to see him, though I really wonder about his story. He should definitely have an interesting narrative behind him. This man, though, like, y'all noticed I didn't even mention Dahlia in the last video, and y'all know why. He's at the bottom. He's a menace. But forget about that. Let's move on from the Buzu to number 3. Now, here's the thing. Part of me is like, put Matrona above Diane. Put Matrona above Diane. But I think the reason I'll give Matrona like a slightly more bottom tier spot is because, like, she learned from Diane, had an off-screen arc about like learning to accept humans, and by the time she comes back in the narrative, she saves Diane, is relevant for all of 0.5 seconds, and then gets written out of the narrative again. The only thing she does is protect the Fairy King's Forest with Gerharde and Elaine, which is cool. I like that. I like that she became a protector for other people and not just like the humans, and she wasn't just working for them anymore. I think that's cool. But in terms of like overall character-wise, a lot of her stuff happens off screen. And she isn't really useful. Well, no, that's the thing. She is useful. She saves Diane's life. And she also proceeds to save Diane's life again. And she protects the Fairy King's Forest. Those are all important things. But like character-wise, she's kind of lacking. Like, to be fair, her backstory is sort of interesting in the sense that she was the strongest of her clan, her section, her chief, or not her chief, her tribe. She was the strongest of them. She just saw the potential in Diane and wanted to train it out of her. Like, she wanted to rise up her potential and make her useful, which is cool. But I don't know, we get to see so little of it. And Diane's methodology proves to be right. But to be fair, both of their methodology proves to be right. I think the main thing that holds Matrona back for me is screen time. If she had a bit more screen time, she had a little bit more sauce, then I could give her more points. But with what little she has right now, I can't really give her that much. Despite how much I like her design. Like, to be fair, this design isn't canon, so I can't really give it points. But I still like this design a lot. I think I like the contrast between these two. Like, you can tell this is the more ancient roots of the Giant Clan, and this is the more modern roots that the Giant Clan could be going. Like, this is the dichotomy right here, and I like that. But then she just becomes modern leather lady. I want to know who made those clothes. I guess she got help from the fairies. Because even her family doesn't wear clothes like this. Like, this is specifically just her and her family. So, even still, like, the leather rocker look, I mean, that's cool enough. But I honestly preferred the original dichotomy, just because of how much it worked. But I guess her evolution signifies that, but Matrona, she's alright. That's the thing. She is interesting enough. She has a nice enough transition, but she needed a bit more screen time to really worm her way anywhere deeper into my mind than she got. And to be fair, the Giants get so little screen time as it is. I'm not shocked she got so little screen time, which is kind of sad. But enough of Matrona. Let's move on to number 2. Yeah, I've gone into, like, explicit detail on the wasted potential of Diane's character journey. I don't know why I paused right there. The wasted potential of Diane's character journey, that I believe it completely expresses my issues with Diane, because while she does have more screen time than arguably her entire clan combined, she's still a so little character that makes it kind of irrelevant, because she spends half the series memory wiped and the other half fawning over King. And to be fair, that's not bad. I don't mind characters built around love. Your boy will 100% read manga based around romance. Boys reading Blue Box on Shonen Jump right now, trust me. But the thing is, like, in a series like this, which has so many other well-developed characters, outside of Merlin, well-developed characters in terms of our main cast, to leave a tool character like this just lying around, like a character that only exists to feed other characters, it makes the characters themselves look a little bit weaker. Like, it makes them feel less important. And to be fair, she's not very relevant. She beat Droll's puppet, and she beat Droll's puppet, and she helped out against the Demon King a little bit. She made the whole plot. In fact, she's important there because she separated the Demon King from the lake. That was a necessity. And trying to think. She helped against Chandler. That's important. But I mainly give that fight to King. King was backpacking that fight. And she helped against Velasquez. That's the thing. She doesn't necessarily do much. She doesn't necessarily grow much as a character. Her powers are cool. Like, fun fact, I love earth manipulation. If I could be any bender, even if I know it's not necessarily the most optimal choice, I would be an earthbender. But the thing is, she doesn't have enough. Like, once again, like her entire clan, she gets off screen too much. Like, she doesn't have any real stuff that I'm like, yeah, spicy character growth. Like, nothing hits me in that front. Nothing hits me in any of her battles. Nothing truly excites me. Like, I don't want to go back and reread any of Diane's fights. I'm not gonna lie. Meanwhile, I'll go reread Escanor versus Gallon a million times. I'll go reread Meliodas, honestly, versus the Demon King a couple million times. Meliodas has tons of fights. King has tons of fights. Well, not necessarily tons, but King has fights. Bond has fights. Like, there are all these other characters. Merlin, but still, these characters have their moments to them that I'm like, yes, I enjoyed this. Oh, no, never mind. Diane does have that one. She has Mother Catastrophe. That's her best moment in the entire series for me. Mother Catastrophe. It was all downhill from there. So, to be fair, Diane does have one. She gets one. But that's just not enough for me. I feel bad for Diane. She's definitely number 2. Unlike last week where I had a little confusion between, like, the eldest of their species and the youngest, I do believe Droll is a menace, and I think he's fantastic. Well, to be fair, I think he's good. I don't like him as much as I like Gloxinia, I'll admit. But Droll, in terms of how his story parallels Diane, it's very different from how Gloxinia's story parallels King's. Like, Droll's whole story is one of being outcasted because he was too big, because he was too powerful, because he was too different. And except he still came back and ruled the Giant Clan because the Giant Clan valued power above all else. So he sort of came in as, like, this outsider who was forced to rule, and since he was only allowed back in through power, he believed power was the only option. And to see that power falter so quickly and, like, shatter his psyche when he ran into Big Papa Zeldris, it was cool to see how quickly Droll flipped. Like, his whole ideology was, like, proven wrong, and since he was so afraid of running, he ended up joining the Demon Clan. I love that, like, his own nature, the thing that saved him and allowed him to be with his clan, is what ended up destroying him in the end. And his redemption against Chandler and saving the Seven Deadly Sins, saving the modern narrative, saving the people who will go on to fix the mistakes that both Droll and Gloxinia made. I think that's great. I love that. I really like his design, even though I'm not necessarily rocking with the blue skin. I'm not sure what skin color I was looking for, but when I saw him in the manga for the first time, I was like, oh yeah, this looks kind of cool. Can't wait to see it colored. Then I saw it colored. I'm like, but that's still fine. I think he's very, very good for what he does in the narrative. He acts as a very good threat, and at the same time a savior with a whole ton of interesting background. To be fair, I am intrigued to see what the Giant Clan was like before him, though, because Apparently, they just didn't have a king before this man popped around. He is the first giant king. So I'm super intrigued to learn more about that and how he came into kingship and how he met our other characters. That's the thing. Backstory of Seven Deadly Sins is super interesting to me. But that's about it. Like, to be fair, the Giant Clan, unfortunately, is kind of weak character-wise, so they don't necessarily get much out of me. That's the sad thing. But that's me. That's my list. That's my ranking. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.